Aural Malpractice.
And now it's time for Which is Worse?
I want to put you guys into a situation. You woke up in the morning, you're already 15 minutes late, you hit the snooze button a couple too many times on your alarm clock, you jump in the shower, you do your thing, you take care of business, you shave your balls, you do everything you do before you're ready to go to your work. You get downstairs, you got your cup of coffee, you got your lunch for the day, you've got everything. You walk out to your car, it's time to leave, you start backing up down your driveway, and then what the fuck? You look at your rearview mirror, there's a fucking human carcass in your goddamn driveway. You cannot get your car around it, no matter how many times you've tried. There is a dead body, a human dead body, in the middle of your driveway, sitting right there on your property. You're already probably going to be late for work. Everything's rolling through your head at this moment, but I want to give you another situation, and you can tell me what might be worse than that. So let's throw all of those variables into the same situation. You're backing down your driveway, you're ready to leave. It's not a human carcass. It's a full-grown elephant. I want to know from the both of you, which is worse?
What kind of car do I drive?
A Chevy Volt.
Okay, so not a car that has a lot of clearance.
Not a car that could even clear a human being.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I was going to say if I had to, for example, drive over a curb, this thing would bottom out.
Absolutely.
Huh. And do Chevy Volts, do they have a lot of trunk space?
Probably not. I would say somewhere between no and absolutely no.
I keep just arriving, though, at there's a lot of things you can do with a dead human body. For example, like, you can prop that body up in your car like it's just sleeping in the passenger seat and drive in.
So like Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah, like Weekend at Bernie's. You can just say he's shadowing you for the day. Hey guys, this is Frank. He doesn't talk a lot.
Give him some sunglasses.
He's a homeless guy, which is why he smells, in case you're wondering.
You can't move the body. Like, you move that body, you've now violated the crime scene and possibly pinned the crime on yourself. When it's an elephant, it's just like...
Hello? Hey, you know, boss, you're not gonna believe this, but there's a fucking dead elephant at the end of my driveway. I don't know how it got there. There is some giant van from the zoo that just showed up and some lady that's crying over this elephant, but I can't come in today because there's no way that I can move said elephant out of my driveway. It's just not going to happen.
I think because the elephant makes a better story and because you're not possibly having any potential of being implicated for murder, I think that that's less worse.
Counterpoint.
Fuck
it
you.
Depends on what you mean by better story.
That's not a counterpoint.
Human body in my driveway.
Oh, no.
I call my boss.
Hello?
Hey boss, you'll never believe this. There's a dead human corpse in my driveway. There's a lady crying over it. There's a van from the zoo. They're all distraught. He got away. Nobody knows what's going on.
Why the fuck would there be a van from the zoo for a dead body in your car?
That, again, but...
Like what? Was this guy like an experiment?
If your definition of better means more intriguing, then...
What?
That's all I'm saying.
Who is this woman? What is this truck? I'm just so confused right now.
I mean, I figured since we're adding people to the scenario, you can apply it to both situations.
So it sounds to me, Dr. Josh, that you're God damn it. You're really looking into the short-term solution because you just want to get to work. I really feel like Dr. Chris is actually kind of looking to the long-term penalties of the crying woman and the dead body in his driveway.
I only think short-term. I think that the best possible solution is both.
How
Really?
so?
Hear me out, okay? Dead human body and a dead human elephant in your driveway. Cut the elephant open, shove the human body in, drive to work.
Ooh.
You're still not getting over the elephant. Like, then you're just like slicing open a dead elephant with like, what, a kitchen knife or some junk?
Yeah, I cut the elephant open with a kitchen knife while the Uber's on its way, shoved the dead...
Oh.
Dude, you're overcomplicating the whole situation. Now there's an Uber driver, a crying lady, a circus troupe. What is going on right now?
Will you shut the fuck up and
Missing
let
the
me
point.
just explain?
That's a lot of explaining.
Well, you're the one that asked the question, so you're supposed to listen. Okay.
I'm just
listen.
curious when the aliens get involved and when Jesus fixes all your problems. I'm just really wondering where you're going to go down that rabbit hole.
Knock,
Get down to the
knock,
bottom, you're going to find two things. One of them is China, the other one's Jesus. It depends on which direction you dig.
knock, knock.
You forgot to Cthulhu.
Who's there?
Interrupting cyborg.
Interrupting...
I'm Dr. Tom! Okay, all right. Here's the deal. Cut them... Let me finish. You cut the elephant open while the Uber
both of
driver
you.
is on his way, okay? Shove the body in. Uber driver pulls up. You're just like, ignore that. I need to get to this address. They drive you to work,
Wow.
and no one is the wiser. Because the people
So-
from the... You know,
Got a lot of trust in your Uber driver.
or what you do, the people from the zoo show up, and you're just like, listen, I know this is your fault. You need to deal with this shit. Get rid of both these bodies, because I know they both came from your fucking zoo, since you obviously knew they were here.
You're implying a lot of after-the-fact incidents. What if the zoo never shows up? What if you just have
Then-
a dead elephant on your...
Okay, then I just
And
shove
your
the
driveway.
human body into the elephant and call an Uber.
What if the Uber never shows up? What if they see the dead elephant blocking your driveway and just choose not to drive through it?
They'll
I mean,
show up.
There's a lot of variables. They do show up?
Yeah,
I've
they're
never
Uber.
called an Uber before. I guess they're extremely reliable.
Yeah, they'll show up.
Is this an ad read-in for Uber?
Hold on a second. If you're driving Uber, all you care about is the fare. You just want to show up and get your job done. You're not concerned about the dead elephant that may or may not have been cut open and had a human cadaver placed inside of it. You're not asking those kind of questions.
Your solution, though, I think is not the ideal one. And here's why. I thought of a way that you could take care of both of these things in the same way, but actually have it be more surprising for the zoo. Here's what you do. You put on a pair
Okay.
of gloves. You coat the body in Gorilla Glue, and while it's still wet, the Gorilla Glue can act as a lubricant. Shove the body up the elephant's...
We're not fucking the elephant, are we?
No, let me finish. Shove the body up the elephant's ass, then get in the Uber, tell the Uber to ignore the elephant. The zoo comes back. They try to figure out how the hell did this elephant die? Well, the elephant died because some guy had some sort of death wish or fantasy and covered himself in glue and glued himself into the elephant's ass. Problem solved.
The forensics would never check out. The Gorilla Glue will dry faster than you can paste an entire body with it, and definitely faster than you can shove an entire body up an elephant's ass. Okay, now assume the elephant is dead. I mean, we've already established that, which means the rectum is going to be relaxed, so it's going to be easier to shove a human body up the rectum. It's still going to be a little difficult because you're alone. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to do that sort of walk in move where you got to kind of move an ass flap a little bit, push the body, go move the opposite ass flap, push it in a little bit more. It's going to be like ass, sphincter, sphincter, ass, body, ass, sphincter, sphincter, ass, body. It's going to take you like 4 hours to get a human being all the way up that elephant's ass.
But how long is it going to take you to cut the elephant open and do the same thing with the body?
How long should it have taken before you had called 911? That's my question. There's a dead human in your driveway. Wait, how did it end up, how did both happen at the same time? This really did get off the rails, didn't it?
Okay, so let's go back to just the person. So you call 911, they come out, they want to take a statement. Then you got to go down to the police station because they, it was on your property, all that stuff. Listen, it's too much.
Right.
You need to deal with this fast. So maybe the solution is you cut the person's arms and legs off and then shove them inside the person's ass. And then
Whoa.
maybe somehow that would help.
I can't think of any way that would help.
I'm just trying to find
it's a great
solutions.
image, though. You're not finding solutions. You're finding complications. There's the difference. You're just created a stranger situation to explain when the police arrive. You'd be all like, well, All right. Well, I'm out of Gorilla Glue, so it's probably not my fault that there's Gorilla Glue all over the place. And also, how did I shove this guy up his own ass?
I'd be like, listen, officer, I was trying to get to work and shit got weird. I thought it would help.
I'm sorry, you guys have broken me up. Okay.
Stupid elephant.
Hey, Chris, can you do me a favor and Google
No.
how to dissolve human body in acid?
I think this scenario has been beaten to death at this point.
No, it hasn't.
No pun intended.
It's been
no.
shoved up its own ass.
Do I have plywood?
Oh, gosh.
How much plywood do I
Okay.
have?
What am I?
So you put like a long piece of plywood on either side because I got a really light car, and then you just drive over the body with that, and then you move the plywood, and the police will just assume, since you didn't leave any tire tracks on the body, that it showed up after you left for work.
So what do you do with the plywood?
You just put it back in your garage.
So, like, covered in, like, meat residue and all the other gross fleshy bits that might attract
You
it
didn't
when
say that it was.
multi-ton-
You didn't say that it was naked and decomposing.
Well, no, it doesn't need to be naked for the fleshy bits to arrive. I'm just saying, if it's in your driveway and it's still found in your driveway, even if you did leave to work, you can be pretty much guaranteed the police are going to search your garage and find your bloody plywood.
Why would there be
freaking
blood on it?
bridge. Just
Why would there be?
You smashed it across a dead body and then drove a couple tons across the top of it. How is it not going to bleed?
It was a light car, and I did it fast.
Honestly, I don't know how fast a Chevy Volt can drive.
How about okay? What if I put cinder blocks on either side of the body, and then use those to support the plywood?
You know, honestly, I would just drive across my lawn at that point.
I thought that wasn't an option.
Well, you didn't think about
Listen.
it. You assholes all wanted to run
No.
over a dead body, be it human
okay,
or elephant.
no,
Wait, no.
You said you've tried and you can't get around it. You specifically
You can't
stated,
prove
because
that.
if that was the answer, then I would say easy. Human body, I drive around it and go to work, and I don't give a shit.
If he in fact said that, you have to, in the edit, add that in right here because he said you can't prove it.
Yep, with some circus music to make you look like a fucking asshole.
You cannot get your car around it, no matter how many times you've tried.
Can you have the sound of him eating an apple too? Because that would make him sound even more like an asshole. Are we done with this scenario now? Could we please move on?
Do I have a jackhammer?
Come on.
So what I do is I jackhammer through my driveway, and then I dig a very, very deep grave, push the elephant into it, and then I just pave over it, and then I go to work.
Okay, have you ever paved your own driveway?
Flawless.
Really?
Look, I don't even think you'd need to repave the driveway or human body. All you need to do,
Get the elephant flush?
no, just cover it with driveway sealant.
Seal an elephant into your driveway. So you're going with the elephant, is what you're saying.
The person would be easier. Smaller hole, you put the sealant over there, they don't find it for another 200 years, and by that point, it's a fossil.
You really need to seal that elephant good, or that human body.
Yeah, you use a lot of it.
So I'm still trying to just find some final
Yeah, that might
decisions.
work.
So you think the human body would be less worse?
Yeah, if you can move it.
So which one would be worse?
Ideally, I'm just going to drag it into my neighbor's yard and
That's
Go to
simple
work.
and brilliant. Got a simple elegance to it. Dr. Chris, what do you think would be
Okay.
worse?
all I'm saying,
Okay.
I've never tried to drag
Sure.
an elephant into my neighbor's yard, but it would be harder. Unless you cut off all its limbs and shoved them into the asshole. Because maybe that would make it lighter. I don't know.
I guess the surface area would change.
Yeah, the conservation of mass laws.
That's like that old academic conundrum where if you get a pizza that's cut into 6
You
slices
shove them up an elephant's asshole.
and you get another pizza that's cut into 8 slices, but they're both large pizzas from the same place, which one has more pizza? Is it the one with 8 smaller slices or the one
They
with
both
6
have the
bigger
same
slices?
area. They both have, you just said they're both large pizzas. They both have the same area. So they're both the same.
Yeah, but one has 8 slices and the other one has
That
6.
doesn't make it more pizza.
I'll cut it into like 100 pizzas, mega pizza.
Dr. Tom, to answer your question, I still believe that the elephant would be more entertaining for me. And and again, that's my opinion for me. And would have less governmental and legal hassle around it than the human body. Therefore, the human body is worse. That's still my answer.
I got another question. What do I do for work?
You're a professional elephant masturbator. You masturbate elephants at the local circus to keep them from getting too aggressive and running into people's driveways and getting murdered.
Okay, new plan. I put my car in neutral at the top of my driveway.
Moving on.
I lay down next to the body and let the car run both of us over. And that solves the problem. I don't have to worry about work anymore or really anything because I'm dead.
You didn't have a very good job anyway.
Or
Okay.
if it's an elephant, I cover myself in
That's a
Gorilla
lot of
Glue
work,
and
and that's a
shove
lot
myself into the elephant's ass. I would be relieved, though, to see the dead elephant. It's like, well, there's one less elephant I gotta masturbate.
Aural Malpractice.